Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith, the Smiths in the Black, and as we come to October, we had some important lessons from September. And so, if we go to the SPY, we knew was outside month, right? So we know that outside bars exist. So once we started to fail here, we were looking for an outside month, which we got, and you don't get to see that very often. So if you haven't been trading for a while, you haven't seen that since last year, and it doesn't happen all the time. But we know outside bars exist. So one of the things that clued us into that was that we had the 2 up, 2 down reversal off the highs, right? Have we reversed that? We have not, right? Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low the whole way. So we knew to expect that outside month, right? And then if we get into the daily here, since we know outside bars exist, they don't have to necessarily come up on the chart. It's a phenomenon. So if you look here, we have the inside day, and then boom, down she goes. An inside day measured move, and we're looking to take this out. Why? Because these then become an outside bar of these guys right here. So we knew to expect that. We also had some good evidence here because we had SPY inside day, but you had the diamonds poke up, but then come back rev strat. 1, 2, 2, boom. That's what we're looking for. Like, are these going to continue? Or are these going to rev strat and come down with off those inside days? And you got that down, inside, measured move, boom, down she goes. Small cappers, the same. So here, inside day, up, and then boom, down she goes. And now an outside day for the small cappers. So the small cappers, we could expect to be a little bit more firm, as you can see here, 3 months inside of here. So it's going sideways, doing nothing. So we pretty much, not really gauging much out of that kind of stuff. But what we did see is the market come down is that XLP here, XLP also was coming down, and so was XLU, right? So usually when you have like a slight down market, you're going to see a posture where they go into some defensive names. We didn't see that. What we did see was XLE. Right, XLE was up. Anytime that the market firmed up, we knew to go to energy, right? Because 2 down, 2 up reversal. That told us that they were going to buy energy names regardless of market conditions, right? That's important, something we'd want to know about, which we did know about. So that's important. So let's get back to it. So SPY, starting off the month, and what we saw was this. We got our exhaustion. We took this out. Then we don't know. And then they came back and started buying. And if you go to the diamonds here, they gave us the reversal to start off the new month. Inside 60 right here. Boom, off she goes. That was the reversal. So you had these guys trying to buy the dip and getting clobbered. And then on a Friday, boom, margin call, gentlemen. Boom, down she goes on the opening. But then that was it. That's what we talk about exhaustion, going into the lows. And then reversal, 2, 1, 2. And back up. So to start off the week and the new month, SPY, we want to see if we stay within this outside bar, right? Because that's a broadening formation. So if we take that to the downside, that would be the rejection of the new high buying would be continuing, which we saw during pandemic, 3-2, puke. But right now, we recovered. So if we recover, now we're back into the broadening formation. So the last month's low is going to be very important, 428.78. If we're above that, right, we're triangling back up. If we're below that, that selling rejection is continuing. We don't have that as yet, so it's brand new in the month. And like I said here, we recovered, but we didn't take out Thursday's highs, right? Still didn't do that. So let's see what high or low we take out come Monday morning. If we go to QQQ, in QQQ, trying to hammer, but still lower lows, right? Monthly, outside month. So for the outside month, we want to know about 357.10, right? That's going to be a big gauge of whether we're triangling back up or broadening formation expansion to the downside. If we go to Apple, also an outside month and coming back. A lot of things looking similar after the rally back on Friday, and a lot of that was credited to Merck. And Merck, with their pills, let's go to the daily, and I have to disagree with that. I was watching Options Action on Friday. Carter Worth was saying that this is price discovery up in here. I'm like, I would disagree with that and say that it's exhaustion risk because your price discovery looks like this. Here's your broadening formation. Lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, then exhaustion. Boom, that's not price discovery, that's exhaustion. This was the price discovery. So now we'll see what Merck does with that, but that's what's crediting a lot of the rally on Friday is their pills. So we'll see. If we go to TLT, and TLT, monthly, inside month to the downside very slightly, but so you can see 3 months just jammed in here, not doing too much. If we go to small cappers, like I said, small cappers just been going sideways forever, and so we'll see what comes of that. If we go to VXX, and VXX opening is an inside month, and on the daily, outside and then poke down. So the good part for VXX is you got a 3-2, which is the next two. Take that out and start blasting again. If we puke, we'll see. If we go to the diamonds, once again, there's a perfect. I mean, last week was really well telegraphed. Anybody saying it was choppy, just they are what they are. Anyway, inside day, rev strat, measured inside, measured, move, puke. Still didn't take that stuff out. Right, so the question is, it was still a 2 down. How are you going to get outside of that? We'll see. Once again, diamonds were the first clue because they broke first. They broke first the 2 down month. And if you go to the weekly, it was the rev strat here. Inside, pokes up a little bit, boom, rev strat week down. Now you did go 2 up, but you close back down here in the diamond. So we'll have to see how that goes going forward. You've got IBM setting this up on the monthly, albeit 1 day in, rev strat month, 1, 2, 2. So we will know about IBM above 140.57. It's handily there. So if we go to Johnny John, remember we had that monthly shooter, right? But then potentially here, daily, the 3-2-2 outside, then down. So if we can take out Friday's highs, would be a 3-2-2 day to start off the week at over 161.90. You got some distance to do that, but it tells us to look at XLV, which is similar, 3-2, and would be hammered back up over 127.93. That tells us also to look for UNH. And UNH also would be a 3-2-2 on the daily to start off over 393.69. ANTM, similar, big 3-2 down and hammer. So we'll see how those open up the week. If we go to the transports, IYT monthly was an inside month to the downside, then opens up. So it's been kind of sluggish in here, and a lot of eyeballs are going over here. FedEx, and FedEx did what it was supposed to do, broadening formation. Now you got a new month. So if FedEx is going to have any hope here, it would have to take this out. 2-2 weekly reversal would be over 229.25. Go to XLU, and XLU still got some room to take these guys out, because you got your higher high. You're going to get that lower low. They're going to keep dumping this stuff. And the monthly here, you can see that just a little bit more to the downside. We'll see. If we go to gold. So gold, a bit stuck, was red on the month, trying to rev strat, didn't go Randy Jackson style. And so if you go to the weekly, you'll see this. Potential hammer counter shooter. And still didn't take these out, so not too much going on over there. You do have this daily, not quite an inside day, but the gold shares themselves, the miners are telling you that gold wasn't going anywhere because it was coming down. So we'll see about that. If we go to XLF financials, here, just kind of stuck in here, and you can see you're going to open up as an inside month here, and so we'll see. Like JP Morgan here, still skirting the highs. Goldman Sachs comes in, so we're a little bit choppy there. If anything, I'd be watching Visa, and if Visa can take this out on the monthly, above 233.33 would get my attention on a 2-2 reversal back up. If we go to energy, XLE, did we know about all this stuff? We did last month, because one of the things that's important to understand is you'll always hear me talking about what are they doing. And when I say they, I say institutions. Right? The market was discernibly down, right? But energy stocks across the board were higher, around 2-2 reversal, if not 3-2-2 on the monthly. That tells me that institutions are buying energies, right? They don't, regardless of market conditions. Is that something I want to know about? Sure is. So we had a lot of nice stuff. There's another thing you'll hear me say too, and OIH to a lesser extent. But we want to see if this continues, because if you go to the monthly and you take it out, there's another thing we call used to be somebody, right? Energy used to be somebody. It used to be a lot higher, right? A lot of these names have been a lot higher in the past. That's important to know, because we know that the underlier has recovered from, you know, minus 36 a barrel to over 70, right? So that's not my job. My job is to trade in the direction that the price is going. What I'm saying is that, you know, if things really turn around, that a lot of energy names have been a lot higher. And if you go to CPE, right, we knew about this, the 2-2 reversal last month. So we're still looking to take these out, because we know outside bar phenomenon exists. So just because we ran out of time, new month, doesn't mean that this isn't continuing. So we want to keep an eye on all this kind of stuff to see if we continue to chew up, because we don't have a reversal against us. CPE, if you go to EOG, we had that 2-2 reversal month, still looking to take at least this out, but you can see in the past it's been a lot higher, right? And there's all this blah, blah, blah. We're all going green energy and what ifs, you know, if things are going up, and people have been, you know, taken out of energy many times, and that's why they get a little squeamish on it. But until we have a reversal against us, still going. If you go to FANG Energy, Diamondback, remember the 3 outside bar, 2 down, boom, just ran out of time. So we're still looking for magnitude to take this out. 102.53, and it's been a lot higher in the past. That's good. This might have just been that corrective activity, and off she goes. So we'll continue to watch that. LPI the same, that 322, and backed off a little bit. So on the weekly, we got some room to take this thing out. So good chance of an inside week, but we'll keep an eye on it, because here's your corrective activity, the 3-2 down, 2 down, hammer, boom, 2-2 reversal on Friday, back up. If we go to MRO, and MRO, just once again, used to be somebody a lot higher. This thing used to be in over the 40s, right? So if these things are still coming back, it's still trying that 3-2-2 to try and take this out, 1433, and then see if it keeps going, because you also have like Murphy. It's also had that inside month to the upside and been a lot higher in the past. It's been in the 70s. If we go to Oxy, and Oxy also had that reversal on the month and still has magnitude to take this out. And Oxy's been a lot higher than this. So if the energy holds, you know, there's every reason to believe that these things could continue as long as you don't have a reversal against you. If you go to SLCA, SLCA hasn't reversed yet. So we can keep an eye on this, because it was a 2 down, right? So last month, not where you wanted to be. But if you can take out that 938, now you got my attention. Now you got a reversal here, and that can potentially signal more good things for the rest of the sector. PDS 322 just ran out of time, so we'll see if we can go up here and take this out. If we go to Natty, UNG been coming up, now stalls out a little bit on the month, but it's had a nice run, so it makes FCG did its job, 322, but there's some nice volume in there to trade around that if you're watching the natural gas. With the refiners, you can look at PSX. That didn't reverse yet, but if it does, here, over 72.95 would be a 2-2 reversal, and that tells you to watch your Valeros and your MPCs and all that kind of stuff. If you go to XRT Retail, XRT itself just kind of stuck up in here. So if we go to the Target, and Target, we knew the 2-2 reversal month. Now starting off a new month, so the week, a little rough there. Tough time not being an inside week or breaking that to the lows. You do have to start off the week, though, as a daily hammer if they want to bring it back up. If you go to the Walmart, not so fortunate coming in here. And if you go to the monthly, already taking out last month's lows. We'll see if that comes back through all this kind of stuff, obviously early in the month. Costco, a little better, pokes down a little bit on that month. So we'll know about this thing if it breaks below. Again, 445.67 was the low of last month, but comes back up in daily hammer to start off the new week. Not too much going on there. IBB a little rougher. Inside day to the downside, all right? And we knew IBB was rough last month. Here, 2 months to the downside, but we're starting off a new month. We'll see. If we take a look at Jazz Farm, And Jazz, potential Momo shooter on the month because you got this on the weekly here. Puke sideways, 3-1 inside weaker. So the question is measured move of this and really get clobbered. We'll see. So getting below that below is going to get my attention. If you go to PTCT and potential 3 back into an old 3 here. That's kind of been going sideways here on the weekly, but if you can break above that, you're 322 above 39.75. You're starting off the week here. If they want to reverse this as a rev strat, 1, 2 down. If they want to come back through here, if we go to Moderna. And Moderna had that inside day to the downside, but now Moderna is now inside month to the downside here to start off the new month. So we'll see how that goes. If you go to TAC, XLK, and XLK pokes down but comes right back on the daily. So we'll see on the weekly basis. Still hasn't made a higher high since this 2-2 reversal up in here. You got some distance to do that. All right. So even if it starts coming up, you might still get an inside weak SMH coming down. So we want to know about SMH here on the monthly below this. 2 up, 2 down. If it breaks below 255.77, that's something we'd want to know about. Facebook came in outside once again. So on the weekly here, nowhere near being a 2 up just yet. So slight 2 down, but you got the higher high and the lower low. If it wants to triangle back up, we'll see. Watch that with all the fingers. And Amazon week down last week, having a tough time, but Amazon in general, monthly, is doing nothing. It's been doing nothing forever. So there's that. There's Netflix, a little better, skirting towards the new highs, and you're starting off the week here daily, 2 up, 2 down for the 2-2, 2D2, and back into new highs potentially for Netflix. If you go to Google, 2-2 reversal on the daily down in here. You got some distance here in the month to not be an inside month, so just be aware of that. And on the weekly here was still a 2 down. You haven't had a reversal back up since the 2-2 reversal down here, right? If we go to NVIDIA, and NVIDIA still 2ing its way down on the week. However, you start off the week here, hammer counter shooter. If they want to start bringing it up, you watch that with the Qs and the SMH. If you go to AMAT, and AMAT potential rev strat day to start off the new week, or if it breaks, you got an inside month to the downside. So either way on that AMAT, we'll watch that with the SMH and the Qs. Baba, oh boy. Oh boy, still puking. And China stocks, all sorts of trouble. Still going into the lows. So be aware of that potential on the weekly. Momo shooter. Just keep pounding this thing. So watch that with the rest of the Chiners. If you go to Cree, and Cree on the month, inside month to the downside here, below 79.80. You're there right now. If you go to Commvault, that outside month, and we've been watching this one for a while, this weekly broadening formation. See if it can start ripping back up through this stuff. We'll see. If we go to EA, oh yeah, baby. We knew about that one. 2-2 reversal. Now you got some more highs to go after last month, and you close out the week inside day. And that tells us TTWO. TTWO, you can see this here. These higher highs up in here. Like so, if it wants to come ripping through there, and that would get an extra boost on that monthly here if you get the 2-2 reversal over 163.69. If we go to Etsy, and Etsy right now trying to go 2-2 month to the downside, 3-2-2 to the downside month below 205.07. Right, so that's what we want to be aware of. Or, since it's a new month, if they're going to bring it up, be Rev Strat Day upside over 208.33 with Etsy. If we go to JD in China, and JD here on the month, 3-2-2 to the downside here below 69.67. So that gets my attention there. If you go back to that daily, you're going to see this. Stuck in the middle of all of here. You got that inside day to the downside. You got a gap down in here to see if we want to come after that. If you go to the weekly, you're going to see this. here. Broadening formation, you want to keep an eye on. It's right in the middle of it. So either way on this thing, JD, want to know about that. KLAC in the semis on the month. Here would be shooter counters hammer. Rev strat down below 333.90, right? So that's something I want to know about if those semis start coming in. LRCX closes an inside month, pokes down a little bit and comes back, but definitely 312 below 566.85. And once again, you got a lot of these things rallied back to hammer Rev strat style if they want to bring it back up, or either way on these things we're going to see on Monday. MCHP, and just keeping an eye on a bunch of these. Do we expand or do we come back through? Marvell the same. Do we expand or do we come back through? Like so. If we go to SQ just inside day, so slight lower low, so come back up through this or expand to the downside. That's what we'll be watching for on Monday with SQ. If we go to VMW, and VMW, potential 2-2 reversal to the upside of the month. 2 down, 2 up, 322 over 151.81. All right, so just sitting there right now. Just a few more. AFRM. We know this thing can move around. AFRM. Closing out the week is inside day, so either side of that thing's going to get my attention on Monday. BILL. And BILL had a nice run and then stalls out, but now, finally, if it's going to go back up, you'd have your 2-2 week reversal up over 279.52. DraftKings. DraftKings, you got a little hammer here in the week, so above 51.89, 2-2 reversal weekly. And Tesla's slowly walking up. You do have a shooter on the week, but you're going to start off the week with the potential Rev strat in here, 1, 2, and back up and stop all these guys out in one shot. But we'll see. It's a new month. It's a new quarter, a new week. So all this kind of stuff, a lot of stuff is either way. So we'll stay on them as we do. But a lot of good lessons there from September, and especially last week about keeping an eye on those broader averages versus each other. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Smith in the Black.